Hello, my fellow members of Boston Sports Nation. Welcome to another edition of the Royal Rooters podcast. This is episode. We kind of forgot what number we're on. I mean, we did a bonus episode yesterday, and you know what? There's probably not going to be an episode tomorrow because there's probably not any news. But anyway, we did have some things go on today. The Celtics won a game. We got some good, we got some bad, and we got some very strange trade going on. Something, yeah. But anyway, this will be kind of one of those days on the first day of February. Yes, we are now in a new month. This is the first episode. At least we know. This is like now. What we know is basically this is the first episode of February. All right, I'm your host, Tom O'Shea. This is the February the 1st of 2026 episode. All right. Celtics won today. Bruins lost, unfortunately. And the Red Sox made a trade. For who? We don't know. I don't know. All right, let's talk about the Celtics. February is February the 1st, the beginning of Black History Month. So today, the NBA did something today, or starting this year, they're going to do something called the NBA Pioneers Classic. Because this year would be the 75th anniversary of when the NBA integrated. So literally, they've drafted the first black players and stuff like that. And actually played the first black players in NBA history. And the Celtics were part of that history, too, with the drafting of Chuck Cooper as the first black player they drafted of anybody. And just, yeah, a lot of that, too. So, but the game today, Celtics, it looked like they got out to a rough start, but then Jaylen Brown, Anthony Simons, and the gang, they basically just went out there and just torched Milwaukee on a Sunday afternoon to win potentially the first NBA Pioneers Classic game, as the score was 107-79. All right. So as I said, Bucks went out to a early lead. We didn't score a basket until like middle of the first quarter. We took it back and then tied it up 26-26, and then had a run in the second quarter, and we were up like 56-42. I could be wrong by that. Hold on. I believe it was 56-47, I think. We should know this, but we don't. Poo-poo on us. All right. Oh, wow. All right, so all right, here we are. Yeah. All right, 56-42. All right, so close. Oh, Suarez already signed with the Reds. Yeah. He didn't sign with us. Well, all right. Maybe it's for the best. I don't know. Shit. Yeah, when I was kind of hearing about Eugenio Suarez, I thought, yeah, that's probably not for us. But anyway, back to the Celtics game. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So the second halftime happens, and it ends with a very fantastic ending with Anthony Simons buzzer beater at the end, at the buzzer for halftime. And then third quarter happens. Bucks do kind of go on a little bit of a run, but Celtics were able to hold off that 76-61, and then Celtics end the job there in the fourth quarter, and that's where your final score would stand, 107-79. Yeah. So this was the first NBA, NBA Pioneers Classic. But yeah, we'll jump into that in a little bit. So here we are. So Jaylen Brown had a double-double. He had 30 points, 13 rebounds. So good. And then, as I said, Anthony Simons, he basically led the bench with 27 points, so literally 3 points less than Jaylen Brown. So he had a pretty good day. So literally, 10 for 18 from a field goal range, 6 for 10 from free pointers. All right, he was hitting the free pointers. I mean, he hit a buzzer beater at halftime. Yeah, 12 for 20 for Jaylen Brown. So for field goals, 4 for 6 in a free pointers. All right. Then everybody else, so like Derek White had 17 points, and Anita Keita had 14 points for the dude. Yeah, nice. So yeah, pretty good game. There were some fouls, especially in the second half, that I thought, okay, there were just like, especially some on us. I mean, like Jalen got a technical. I mean, it was one of those games where like everybody was fouling. I mean, they a lot of offensive fouls for the Bucks. They could not they couldn't shoot the ball, and they also were like just turning the ball over on offensive fouls too. Let's see how many turnovers they had, because it was a lot. All right, 10. So maybe we're over exaggerating on that. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, personal fouls like 17. They also got a technical too. I think Holland's got one. It was right after the Jaylen Brown technical, and it's just, yeah. I was a little scared in the third quarter. I thought, oh my, we built this 20 or so lead, and we're just going to just say, yeah, Milwaukee, have it. We don't need it. We don't need it today. No. And I was a little bit teed up. So before the game. So apparently, I decided to start today our kind of PS4 kind of franchise mode update with the Red Sox, and it wasn't good for us. Yeah, we won't jump into that just yet. We'll wait. All right. After we go one round of that, but anyway, yeah. So yeah, a little teed off on that, but yeah, but they held on. I mean, they added more onto the lead, and yeah, they just smoked the complete shit out of Milwaukee. 18-29. Okay, so they are not good this year. Ugh. Yeah, no wonder Giannis wants out of there. Fuck, man. Yeah. Yeah, they're literally out of the postseason. They're not even in the play-in. That's how bad they are right now this year. Man, wow. Not like god awful, but like kind of down there at the bottom. 5 straight losses in a row. Oof. They had Kyle Kuzma on their team, huh? That's where he ended up. Yeah. Yeah. So today, so as I said, let's talk about so today, since this month will be Black History Month, so the NBA has decided, since, and also this is the 50th anniversary when the NBA integrated, or not 50th anniversary, sorry, 75th anniversary, sorry. Ugh. I can't talk. All right, 75th anniversary when the NBA integrated, not 50, it's not the 1990s. Sorry about that, everybody. Yeah. So anyway, so 75th anniversary of the NBA integrating, and they thought this year they would have like an NBA Pioneers game, and they had like some of the relatives of the former first Black players that were drafted and played in the NBA, like Earl Lloyd had Nate Sweetwater Flood was the Sweetwater Flood. Wait, the Flood? Oh, Sweetwater Clifton. Jeez. Nate Sweetwater Clifton. He had still living family member show up to the game too. Then Chuck Cooper, him, yeah, and stuff like that. Like they honored them pre-game and stuff like that. Jaylen Brown said a little bit of things, knowing him and how he is active in the Black community and stuff like that. I loved it how they picked him too. Yeah, to do the pre-game ceremony and all that stuff. He did kind of get the trophy at the end. I think he was MVP for the game. Yeah. So yeah, so that was kind of neat to see that too. Really like, and if you look at the Boston Celtics history, if you look at their history, they're kind of the first in some things. They were the first to play or draft a Black player. They weren't the first to play one because I think the Knicks had like a game pregame. I think it was either Clifton or a Floyd or Lloyd that basically was the first to play. So the Knicks have that distinction of having the first player to be played, but Celtics did draft the first Black player. They were the first to have an all-Black starting lineup back in the early 1960s. And this is what Jay Williams also did, too. He was also stupid about this, too. So, the Celtics, out of all the sports leagues in North America, the MLB, the NFL, the NHL, the NBA, MLS, if you want to be technical about it, too, were the first team to sign or to sign or hire a black head coach or non-Caucasian head coach to coach their team as player coach Bill Russell. So yeah. So the story behind Jay Williams. Okay, so when we hired Imi Udoka, he said this is the Celtics' first black coach that they hired. Like, no, it isn't. No, it isn't. I think we have the most. I think we were the first team, and that was back in the 1960s with Bill Russell. Yeah, I think we'd hired a few more since then. I think we have the record of most hired black coaches. Well, you know what his rationale was? You know what his excuse was? Why he screwed that up? An ESPN analysis like him. My Twitter got hacked into. What? I'm just okay, this is him trying to dig himself out of a hole, and he's just saying, you know what, guys, I screwed up. I'll try to do better. No, this is him oh, it's not my fault. Not my fault. My Twitter got hacked into. No, even Jalen Rose was saying, dude, just admit you're wrong. Just admit you're wrong. We were like, yeah, Doc Rivers, doesn't he work? Didn't he used to work at ESPN? He's buddies with Jay Williams. Hey, yo, Jay, I coached the Celtics at one point. Got them to their, at the time that this was said, their last NBA title in 2008. Jay, oh my gosh. ESPN, no accountability for their analysis, stuff like that. It kind of the game, so since the game was broadcast on ESPN, I'm not really sure what they were going to try to paint the Celtics and stuff like that. And I thought, I'm just putting this game on mute. I don't, yeah. But still a great win for the Celtics. This improves them to 31-18. So let's see. I'm trying to think. Let's comprehend. All right, we're still third in the Eastern Conference right now, so right behind the New York Knicks. So they're second place. So Detroit is still the Knicks have kind of figured out 6 wins in a row. Oof. Charlotte's won 6 wins or have won 6 straight in a row. Huh. 9 straight losses for the Kings. Well, good. We kicked their butts on Friday night. Good. I was about to say we would have had. I was about to say we given them their 8th or I can't talk. Anyway, all right. So yeah. So since nobody's going to play tomorrow, and we're probably not going to record an episode tomorrow, let's see how all right. So the Celtics do play on Tuesday against. They start a road, or I believe they start a road trip. Yeah, they start a road trip. It looks like this is the Texas road trip. I believe. No. Okay, so they go just play 2 games in Texas, and then they're back home in Boston on, I believe, Friday or so. Yeah. All right, but anyway, we won't jump ahead too soon because we got to talk about the Bruins game. So literally after the Celtics game, they turned on the Bruins game. ESPN, thank you. The famous Stadium Series game that we have all been waiting for all week. All right. So anyway, Bruins, they basically got out to a pretty good lead, had a 5-1 lead during the second period, and then Tampa Bay, being the best team in the Atlantic Division right now, rallied back. They basically tied up in the third period and then take it in to overtime. Nothing's done in overtime. Get it done in a shootout. Win that 1-0 to win the game 6-5. Sadly, Bruins lose in this Stadium Classic. 6-5. All right, so let's get into it. So first period, right from the jump, 11 seconds into the game, Brandon Hagel gets his first goal of the game for Tampa Bay, 1-0 Lightning. And then literally 11 minutes and 24 seconds into the period, Alex Steves gets his 9th goal of the season, tied up 1-1, assisted by Michael Isamont, his 9th assist of the season. All right. And then right after that, 15, so literally 4 or so minutes later, 15 minutes and 36 seconds into the first period, Morgan Geeky gets his 31st goal of the season, assisted by Mr. Charlie McAvoy, his 33rd assist of the season, and Jonathan Aspero, his 5th assist of the season. 2-1 Bruins. And then literally 2 minutes or so left in the first period, 18:03 into the first period. Victor Arvidsson gets his 14th goal of the season, a power play goal to make it 3-1 Boston, assisted by Charlie McAvoy, his 34th goal of the season and second of the game, and Morgan Geeky's 21st assist of the season. All right, second period, and then Matthew Partois gets his first goal of the season. All right, nice. All right, really is his first goal of the season, huh? All right. It is 4-1 Boston, assisted by Mark Kaselik, his 8th of the season. And then literally 8 minutes and 18 seconds into the second period, Morgan Geeky gets his second goal of the game, 32nd of the season, 5-1 Bruins at this point. David Pastrnak gets his 48th assist of the season, and Murat Kuznetsov gets his 13th assist of the season. And then Tampa Bay basically cuts the lead to 3 on an Olivier Bordekstan goal, power play goal. It is 5-2 Bruins at this point. And then 15 minutes and 50 seconds into the second period, Darren Radish gets his 16th goal of the season, another power play goal. 5-3 Bruins. Lead is now down to 2. And then Nick Paul makes a 1-goal game, 5-4 Boston at this point. Another power play goal, 16 minutes and 13 seconds into the second period, or at least 3 minutes or so left in the second period. Going to the third period, and literally 11 minutes and 50 seconds into the third period, Nikita Kucherov ties it up 5-5 for Tampa Bay. We go into overtime, nothing happens, and then one penalty shootout goal from Mr. Jake Gensel makes it 6-5. That's where your final score would stand. Yuck. All right, shots on goal. We were outshot 46-34. Power plays. We lost that battle also to 37.5 to 33.3. Lightning were 3 of 8 in their power play goals, but we were 1 of 3 in our power play goals, but still. Once again, the penalty minutes, we won that again, 25-15. Yuck. You fought literally when you went up like 5-1 in the first period, or in the second period. I thought, okay, good. We're going to win this thing. Yeah. Then, as I said, penalty minutes get to us. We couldn't control the power play. They were able to. And then, that's literally how, everything just happened. We got to do better than that. Seriously, looking at some of these penalty minutes on some of these games, I'm thinking, what are we doing? What do we got to do to, just get us out of it? Stuff like that. There were a lot of fights in this game, too, especially on one that goes, we did see a goalie fight between Jeremy Swayman and Andrei Vasilevsky of Tampa Bay. That was kind of fun. That was kind of interesting to see. When I saw that, I thought, all right, let's go. All right, 2 goalies trying to get at it. Let's go. All right. But a lot of the pregame, too, was pretty neat, too. So the Bruins came to the game with, the red carpet kind of flair of, dressing up like colonials or kind of like patriots from the American Revolution. I thought that was kind of neat, too. And then Tampa Bay came as, the Buccaneers player because they were playing at the Buccaneers' home stadium and stuff like that because it's a stadium series. So, yeah. So that was kind of neat. A lot of cool things. I kind of like their jerseys, the stadium jerseys. I kind of want to have one now. And that might be a future purchase, maybe. I don't know. But yeah. Did anybody see? So Tampa Bay's coaches, they dressed up like they were a bunch of like like that was some kind of dress for them, man. Like, yeah, saying yeah, my lord, man, snappy dressers. Some of the coaching bench on Tampa Bay's. I mean, might as well. Yeah, Marco Strom couldn't dress up. Like seriously, yeah, he just wore a suit. Yeah. I don't get into this game. I don't get into dressing. No, nine, nine, nine. So apart from that, that game was dumb. Yeah, should have won that game. So where does this put us now in standings? All right, so we're still well. Now we're the first wild card seeded team. We're 7 seeded. We have 68 points, and we are 32 wins, 20 losses, and 4 overtime losses after tonight. And behind us are the Buffalo Sabres, so they've kind of somewhat fallen down from earth and stuff like that. So yeah, and as I said, Tampa Bay is still leading our division. All right, so let's try wrapping it up. All right, so yeah, so the Red Sox made a trade today. It was more of just getting a prospect pitcher from the White Sox. Man, we like to trade with the White Sox for some reason. All right, we got another pitching prospect, and in return, the White Sox acquired Jordan Hicks and David Sandlin. Wow, we traded him like a few off seasons ago. Yeah. So yeah, here we are. So Jordan Hicks, David Sandlin, and then cash and 2 players to be named later. We don't know. For Mr. Gage Zell, one of their top. Oh, and also a player to be named later too. All right. For us. All right. I mean, we got rid of Hicks. So yeah, I mean, and he was complete pish when he pitched for us. He could not pitch to save his life. Yeah. I mean, David Sandlin, that would have been interesting to see how he would have pitched if he would have came up here. I mean, we acquired him from the Royals last year for him, gave up yeah. Shit, I was trying to figure out what we gave up. His name is at the, yeah. Crap, his name is John, crap. Ugh, his name is on the top of my head. I can't remember his name. Shit, I should know this. All right, I'll figure it out later. All right, but anyway, yeah, we gave him out or got him from the Royals, and that would have been interesting to know or seen how he would have pitched. But maybe there's something with this Gage Sale kid or Zeal, whoever his name is. It might be interesting to kind of see. Not the trade I was kind of thinking we were going to make. I thought we were going to he's like, we acquired Isaac Paredes. We acquired Brendan Donovan. No, we got a prospect pitcher. I don't know. Maybe we'll look back at this trade and think okay, yeah, this is really smart on Heimlich or not on Craig Breslow. Sorry, ugh, shit, I can't talk. All right, so nothing for the Boston or nothing for our Boston sports teams tomorrow. So off day tomorrow. So probably won't record an episode, but just to kind of just play. The Bruins do play again. I think this might be the last game for them before the Winter Olympics. Yes, this will be the last one, and that will be on Wednesday the 4th. And then after that, that will be it. Then they all go to the Olympics, and then we won't play again until the 26th of February. Yep, against the Columbus Blues. But yeah, we'll don't jump too ahead. All right, probably for Tuesday, just to be safe, since we're probably not going to record. Probably not going to record unless some breaking news happens on tomorrow. We're probably not going to record an episode tomorrow just to give us a break and stuff like that. So let's go over Celtics or talk about Celtics or just like look ahead to Celtics and Mavericks. So they go on the road, and this is another Peacock and NBC game. This will be a 7 o'clock game between the Dallas Mavericks and the Celtics. 7 o'clock Eastern or 7 o'clock Central Time, 8 o'clock Eastern Time, whatever time zone you live in. You know the drill. Just check what time it is in your time zone, and then watch. Tune in. All right. I think that's about it. All right. Gonna call it a night, and then we're gonna come back maybe Tuesday. All right. Thanks, guys, for listening. Make sure to subscribe, and then leave us a review or leave us some 5 stars and review, whatever, on our podcast platforms. And then we'll see you on Tuesday. Mañana.